I believe that only lithium batteries equipped with an intelligent BMS system can be considered as having a complete battery management system. So in this video, we'll take a real battery pack as an example to give you a detailed breakdown of its construction. With a Bluetooth-enabled BMS, what additional extended functions can you achieve, especially for those who frequently assemble lithium battery packs? And these functions might truly make your battery pack stand out from the rest. It can even help consumers make functional choices. Enough talk, let's take a look right away. Take this battery pack for example. It comes with a fully functional BMS and also features Bluetooth smart capabilities. Before we dive into its craftsmanship, let's first take a look at how the functions marked on the surface of this BMS are achieved. For example, this is a LiFePO416S 48V 200A full-featured version with smart Bluetooth capabilities. Let's break them down one by one. First, NTCA and NTCB are both temperature control switches. These correspond to two circuits here. These also correspond to two circuits here. So this full-featured board can support 4 additional temperature control circuits. Now, let's move on to the second feature, UART1. There's also a corresponding UART2. The functions of these two ports are identical. What functions can they achieve? For example, our standard smart BMS can accommodate a Bluetooth module. This Bluetooth module can be plugged in here. This allows your phone to connect to the BMS and view battery pack information. Alternatively, you can insert a corresponding Wi-Fi module. A Wi-Fi module like this enables both Wi-Fi and local Bluetooth functions. 2 functions integrated into one, depending on your functional needs. Or you can choose to connect a display screen, like this 3.0-inch display. It shows the most basic information like voltage, remaining capacity, operating temperature, current, and battery percentage. Or you can choose a different display. This is a 4.3-inch screen. Different size displays can all be connected through this port. Additionally, this port can also support GPS remote operation devices connected to UART1, UART2, etc. Now, let's take a look at the CAN 485 communication port. This port allows a display to be connected to the CAN 485 communication interface. Other types of displays can also be connected to the 485 communication port. Especially when UART ports are insufficient, the display's communication port can be connected to the 485 port. Or if your vehicle communication requires a CAN connection for the dashboard, this is the port to use. Next is the key switch port function. Or you may have heard of soft switches, all implemented through this port. What does that mean? It allows for an external switch setup. For example, this self-resetting switch in my hand. Of course, larger switches or toggle switches can also be used. Externally controlling the discharge, MOS, hibernation, or a 2-in-1 function. All CAN-related functionalities are implemented through this port. Now look over here, the DIO control port. What functions can this achieve? For example, this buzzer in my hand. When you need low voltage warnings, high temperature alerts, or other voice prompts, these alarm features are implemented through this port. Alternatively, the DIO port can also be connected to a heating module. Makes sense, right? These are some of the common BMS features and user experience enhancements. Now let's take a look at how the battery pack's structural design helps achieve these functionalities better. Take this battery pack for example. Its communication port replaces the standard 485 and key and interfaces with an aviation plug-in port, making it more efficient and straightforward. The wiring here follows the CAN 485 communication port, but this uses only 2 wires. This confirms it's a CAN communication setup, because CAN requires 2 wires, CAN L and CAN H. However, this port can still function as a 485 communication port. The CAN feature occupies it, but 485 remains available. Thus, 2 additional wires are allocated for connecting a display device. So even though only one 485 CAN port is allocated, they can operate independently. One port supports dual outputs, enabling both 485 and CAN communication simultaneously. This part here is the switch. Press it once and you'll notice it doesn't reset, meaning it's a latching switch. Press again to reset. This switch also has another feature. When powered, it includes a lighting setup with customizable LED indicators. Now let's check its wiring. The traditional wiring would connect to the key function port. But this switch also includes an LED display, so it needs an additional power supply. That's why there's an extra wire connected to the DIO port for power. This creates a 1-to-2 configuration. You don't have to use all these function ports. But it's good to know what your battery pack can achieve with BMS. That way, when assembling lithium batteries, you'll have a clear idea. Did you learn something new? Don't forget to like and follow.